Disney's All-Star Music Resort is one of the most affordable places to stay on Walt Disney World property. But does staying in a value resort mean sacrificing some of the Disney magic? Well, I'm going to let you know.
So how come I switched it up this time and I am staying at music instead of movies? Well, I have a new goal in life, to stay at every single Disney resort. It's going to be complicated because, like Grand Floridian, not really in my budget, but we'll see if I accomplish it in this lifetime. It's good to have goals.
Disney's All-Star Music Resort is a value resort located in the Animal Kingdom resort area of Walt Disney World. With 1,704 rooms and family suites, prices typically range from about $150 to $300 per night for standard rooms, depending on the season. Now, let's head inside and take a look at the room.
So I'm not gonna lie, so much bigger than I thought it was gonna be. This room's like pretty spacious, especially when you have the Murphy bed tucked up like that. We'll play with that in a little bit. We'll pull it down just to see what it looks like. But even like in front of the regular bed here, nice space. Love my little artwork up there. We'll do a little test of the bed in a minute. We have our bathroom. Love the big mirror. Decent counter space. Like, we could have more. And this is like a little awkward because it's very tight. You got your little closet. Much smaller closet space than a lot of other resorts. Me again. We got our bathroom, toilet, shower, standard size shower, nice shower head. Not gonna lie, pretty impressed with the room. Much bigger than I thought it was gonna be. Looks pretty comfy. I think I'll get a good night's sleep here. I am in the absolute last room that you can be in here at All-Star Music. Let's see how long it's gonna take me to walk to the front of the building where we get the buses. Let's go. So evidence that I'm in the last room, so 554. It's literally the last room. So let's see how long it takes to get to the front. So if you make the left out of my room, you literally see how much so I am at the very end of the property. Like, nothing beyond me. So at night, it's a little creepy, but it's also kind of nice because it's pretty dang quiet around here. So we like that part of it. Overall, not a horrible walk. It took me about 8 minutes to get over here, 7:33 to be exact. I do walk kind of fast though, so use that information as you will, but it's not bad even being in the last room. At night, it's maybe a little too quiet, a little too dark. I will show you tonight as I walk back to the room how dark it is back here, because it's a lot. So this is what I'm saying is one of the big cons to being in the very last room in the entire resort on the ground floor is it gets very dark back here. It is not well lit. It is so dark and so quiet that it is a tad creepy. And that sign right there, that sign literally says, watch out for snakes and gators. Like, come on. And I'm supposed to not be creeped out back here? I am alone here, I am solo, and this is not fun. An easy way to find your way around the resort is to look at the directory, of course. It shows you the layout, where each building is, each section is. It has a key that shows you where guest laundry is and everything like that. And at the bottom, it actually shows you the running trail too. Country is not a section I requested. It is not one of the ones I wanted to be in. It's where I ended up though. So we want to keep that in mind always when we do the pre-check-in and we put our requests in. They are just that, they are requests. Now, country is cute. I like the big boots. I like how over in this sitting area, they're actually playing country music. It is definitely a vibe back here. I love these little chairs that you can just like sit in and chill. It's nice. It's just not where I wanted to be. I find it hilarious that the big structures have a no climbing thing because clearly that means people have tried to climb on these, which, yeah, don't do that. They're pretty to look at, not for climbing. So I really like the vibes of Jazzin'. I like this area. I think it's cool. I think it's unique. It's just a very nice space here. Not too many details, but enough that it really gives you that New Orleans jazz scene vibes. So you have jazz area, which this is really cool. I like this area. I have never been to New Orleans, so I don't know how much of a New Orleans vibe it has, but it's very cute. I don't know why, because like I said, I've never been there, but I feel like this fountain is very New Orleans. If you've been to New Orleans, please let me know in the comments if it is very New Orleans, because it feels that way to me. And when I say if you've been there, let me know in the comments, I'm talking to my sister. Honestly, I just kind of feel like music in general at night is not very well lit. I mean, a jazz bar does always have like dim lighting, but I feel like New Orleans is more vibrant than what the section is. And it's supposed to be the New Orleans jazz scene. For our main preferred area, the building that is closest to the main hall, we have Calypso. This area is very cute. I love the vibes, and I love that the main one is Calypso, because it's not like a main kind of music. It's not one that everybody listens to. So I really like that this is the featured one. It's brightly colored, it's fun. And like I said, it's the one closest to the main hall. I mean, seriously, it's so fun and colorful up here. These rooms are a little more expensive because they're the preferred rooms, but not by much. This might just be a me thing, but I feel like the Calypso section should be more vibrant at night. There should be more lights, like more fun lights. I do love the lime green though, because lime green is actually my favorite color. Broadway was my #1 request because if you follow me on any of my socials, you know that I live in New Jersey and I am very, very close to New York City, and I love Broadway. I love it so much. So let's check out this section and see how similar it is to actual New York City. I like that the side of the building over here is the stage door. And this is definitely painted like a regular New York City street. The big difference is that there's no people. You're never gonna be in Times Square without people. But this area is really cute. Makes you feel like old school stage. So I found an issue I have with this section, and it's the fact that 34th and Broadway is not the theater district. It's past the theater district. So I don't love that, because I am somebody who's really big on details, and yeah, 34th Street's not where the theaters are. The theaters are like the 40s, 50s. Interesting. This one is accurate and home to one of my favorite parking garages. This was my first ever Broadway show when I was about 10 years old, and the rest is history. Let's go see through and see which other ones I've seen. Seen it, and didn't like it. Seen it. I feel like so much more could have been done in the Broadway section. I do, but I have to remember that it was designed by a lot of people who probably don't go to New York City often and don't go to Broadway shows a lot. There could have been so much more in this area. So much. I'm not gonna walk all the way over there right now, but I can guarantee you Times Square is more well lit. My second choice for a section was rock and roll, which is the one I think we all think about and associate music with, is the rock and roll section, because this is where you can find the giant jukebox. They're mowing the lawn, so it's gonna be noisy, and we're gonna respect the workers and come back tomorrow and film this section. With the vibrant colors and the huge jukebox, the rock and roll section really does embody what rock and roll is. You got the classic car, you got the guitars. That's what it's all about. And this is a section, like I said, that is the most well known. It's the one that people think of when they think of all-star music. So it is a highly requested area. It's a really fun area. It was my second choice and I did not get it, but we are in the last room on property, guys. I will not be getting over that anytime soon. But the rock and roll section is really great and does fully embody rock and roll. It's also pretty well lit over here, which I'm complaining about in the other sections. And it's vibrantly colored and I love it. So one of the biggest cons to the All-Star resorts is that the only transportation method is the bus. So the lines look like this at 8 a.m. because everyone's trying to get to the parks to start their day, and there is no other way to get there. And this is seriously probably the biggest con for them. One thing I find super interesting about music is that this smaller pool, the piano pool, is accessible to more of the rooms than the main pool. It's very interesting because the piano pool is right in the middle of 4 of the sections. Now the guitar pool, which is the pool that is the main one here, is only up here by Calypso. It's very interesting in my opinion that the main pool is only conveniently accessible to one section instead of multiple. Now I love this pool. I love any representation of the 3 caballeros. It's great. But like I said, it's a hike for anybody who's not staying in Calypso. Which, I mean, if you want to do that for the main pool for the pool day, do it. I'm probably gonna go to piano tomorrow when I do my pool day because it's closer to me. I also don't have kids, so I don't need the recreation that happens around the main pool. Pool hours are 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. The second smaller pool is the piano pool. It's very cute, but it is small, but there's still ample seating if you ask me. I actually made sure to include in this vacation a little pool day for myself. So I am at the pool today, and I chose to go to the piano pool instead of the main guitar pool because I wanted the rest and relaxation. And that's what I like about Disney resorts is that they have the pool options. You have the big main pool at all of them, but you also have these smaller ones. Even at Coronado Springs, which is the first resort I ever really went to here when I was 16 and we started coming, they have the pool that everyone knows about with the Mayan temple. But then there's all these little small pools. And my mom and I used to go hang out at the small pools because we found that more relaxing. We don't need the big to-dos or the games and the entertainment around the pool. We are perfectly content just sitting there chilling. So I have my Kindle with me. I am going to be reading Zodiac Academy Book 6. Yes, I am obsessed with that series. Maybe go in the water a little bit, but ultimately just chill and give myself a relaxing day. To show you guys the vibe of the pool. So it is like 10 a.m. and it just opened the pool. There's me and like 3 other people here with the lifeguard. Tons of seating. I got a nice little shady spot right now. I'm like adjacent to an umbrella because I do want to get some color, but very peaceful, very relaxing. Now I'm going to have my coffee. When you are deciding to do a pool day, one thing to note is that the pools always have towels. So you don't have to worry about bringing your own towel with you. You can grab a towel there or 2. I used 2. And you return it right there at the end of it. So you don't have to worry about bringing your own towels. The guitar pool in the Calypso section is super fun. I love me some Three Caballeros representation. It's nice and big. Pretty crowded tonight too, but it's Friday night. Then right over next to it, you have some bathrooms and guest laundry. This is a great thing to know where it's located just in case you need it. One of the cool things about staying at the All-Star Resorts is that they're all connected. You can walk from one to the other, and I love that. You actually are also allowed to use whichever pools you want. So if you feel like going for a swim over in the Fantasia pool, but you're staying at Music, feel free, go right ahead, because they're available to anybody who is staying at any of the All-Star Resorts. At all of your Disney resorts, you're going to be able to find these recreation boards, which is so cool. And it just shows you what activities are happening around the hotel if you want to take a day off from the parks. We have Singing Spirits here at the All-Star Music, which is right outside the main pool. And it is a bar for our adult friends in the group. There is also Notable Games, which is the arcade area here at All-Star Music. I think the arcades they have at the All-Stars are great. They have some really great games, some pinball over there, some claws, massage chairs, could use that. They have like good classic games too, like Space Invaders, Pac-Man. There's also comfy chairs for parents to hang out in if they don't want to play the games with their kids. They have my all-time favorite, skee ball. Jersey Shore kid here. Grew up Point Pleasant Boardwalk playing skee ball constantly in my life because my entire family lives in South Jersey and I loved going to visit them in the summer. But this is just a really great arcade. The only thing it's missing is I don't see Mario Kart. That would just push it over the edge if they had Mario Kart. I love the art on the walls in the main area. All very music themed. It's great. For food, you have intermission food court. Now, I was expecting the food court to be exactly the same as movies, and it's not. It's actually quite a bit smaller. In the market area, it is very grab and go stuff. So you have some adult beverages, milk, juice, Uncrustables, some fruit, sandwiches, water, regular drinks, and some soda. You have your full service food options here. Oh my god, wait, I love this. That is so cute. I'm obsessed. And there's more full service food options on this side. There's also the coffee bar where you can get more specialty coffee. That we'll probably check out at some point, but not today. So the seating expands pretty far back, so you just have to keep walking. It's just not noticeable right away. So if you walk past the drink stand, you will find all the seating. What I got to try is an avocado breakfast bowl because I love me some avocado. So it's avocado, obviously some tater tots or potato barrels, whichever you prefer. I prefer tater tots, let me know in the comments. Eggs, cheese, beans, looks like some scallions and tomatoes. We're gonna see how it is. To drink, I just took my reusable mug that I got on my first day here that activates for, I want to say it's like 14 days. I will look that up and put a comment on the screen for you. Look here now. And I put some coffee in it. So it's just regular coffee that you get at the drink stand. It's nothing special, nothing fancy. There's cream and sugar there that you can put in it. But this is a great money saving idea when you're here. Get this, because like somebody like me, my coffee budget is huge, like huge. So getting their reusable cup and being able to get coffee here is a great money saver for me. All right, let's try out this avocado bowl. The one thing I will say is I don't know how much I love the idea of beans first thing in the morning, but honestly, like that's on me. I should have thought about that because like, why wouldn't an avocado bowl have beans in it? So we got a good bite, got everything on it. Let's see. Okay, this is really good. Like, very good. So one of the things I'm loving about this is the fact that they build it right in front of you. So the food isn't just sitting on the tater tots. So the tots have this good crunch to them, which you wouldn't expect with how much is piled on top of it. You would think they would get soggy. But because they build it there in front of you, it is very good. The eggs are your typical, like, eggs that come in a bag, which are edible, but not the best eggs you're ever gonna have in your life. The avocado, tomato, scallions are all very, very fresh. The beans are not overbearing. They're there, but they're definitely something you can avoid if you don't want to eat beans at like 9 o'clock in the morning before you go to a park all day. So you can definitely work around those, but also because they build it in front of you, I wouldn't be surprised if you could just ask for no beans. Maybe we'll try that before I leave, because this is really good and I wouldn't mind eating it again. Now for the coffee. I've already had the coffee on this trip. It is very standard coffee. It's the coffee you're going to make at home. It's the coffee that you're going to get at a Wawa. It's that kind of coffee. But it's good coffee. It does the trick. It wakes you up. It gives you that boost of energy. It is that comfort that some of us need that are coffee drinkers. And you just make it work for you. You put in a little cream and sugar if that's what you like. I have some cream in here because I am a creamer person. But that's it. And like I said, huge money saving tip, because I can fill this up right now and I can fill it up before I leave to hop on the bus, because you are allowed to bring these and drink it on the bus. I had not planned on showing you this because it's just a crumb cake, but I got this the morning that I went and hung out at the pool, and my gosh, this is an amazing crumb cake. Go check out the bakery cases. On my last night, I decided to just grab the regular bacon cheeseburger, which it's gonna be a theme park bacon cheeseburger. It'll be edible, but not perfect. As for the Every Resort, we have our shop, which here is Maestro Mickey's. So we come in, we've got our standard stuff. I love the 2026 line. I also really love that shirt. I'm spending too much money already. You got your sweatshirts, you got your Spirit jerseys, your wall of t-shirts. Wall of ears and lounge flies. Pins and jewelry. I love that mug, but what do we know? Colleen doesn't need any more mugs. Yes. Got some plushes, some kids stuff, keychains, your Crocs. Then in the back, you've got your essentials. So back here, you can get like kitchen stuff. So you can get some more souvenirs because you can get mugs and things like that. You also got your food, your little snackety snacks that you can get. Disney themed ones. There's also standard like grocery items. So if you just want something quick in your room for breakfast, you've got that. And you got your drinks over here. So energy drinks, water, soda, the usual. And then we have some candies, coffee, which we end up buying the coffee before we leave. There's also the standard like health and wellness things that you might have forgotten that you might need. Tylenol, diapers, you know, stuff for feminine care, deodorant, the usuals. I tend to like the stores, the All-Stars resorts, because I think they give you very old school Disney store vibes, like from the malls in the 90s, which is awesome. I stayed at value, moderate, and deluxe resorts on Walt Disney World property, and I can honestly tell you that the value resorts are 100% worth it. They still give you a ton of Disney magic, and personally, I think have better transportation 99% of the time. Just my opinion. But now, if your question is, which All-Star should you stay at? I've stayed at 2 so far. I've stayed at movies and music, and I will choose movies every single time.
The reason for this is I think All Star Movies has more of that inclusive Disney vibe that music is missing a little bit of. They both have the same amenities and they have great transportation and they have a good feel, but movies just has that little bit extra of Disney magic that music is missing. In the near future, I do plan on staying at All Star Sports though, so that I can give you a comprehensive review of these hotels. Let me know in the comments which one of the All Stars is your favorite resort to stay at. And if you liked this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Go check out my tour of All Star Movies. And as always, I hope you find your magical balance.